Greetings and welcome back to another episode of the Corrupt Crew Chronicles. So yeah, you all, I tell you, divine spirit of my ancestors, they give it to me. They give me the directive, and I just go ahead and I'm obedient to it. So it said, you're gonna get back on here, make another video today. Okay, so I got back to me for today's service up there in their circus cult with that circus cult leader, Shitty One. He's standing up there and they talking about detoxing. He talking about detoxing and, all this and that. I'm going to go ahead and go in, and I'm going to forewarn everyone, and you can see the timestamp on how long the video is. It's going to be a long one. Like I said, I'm not making these videos for anyone. I'm making these videos per the directive of divine spirit and my ancestors. And like I said, I don't care who watch them, who don't watch them, who give a thumbs up, who doesn't give a thumbs up, who think they too long, who think they too short. Because again, I didn't get started off of anyone down here on 3D Earth. Okay? This all got started from 5D, the spiritual realm, the spirit realm, with divine spirit and my ancestors. So I'm following their directive. Now, today, first of all, I want to talk about how they in there and are talking about detoxing. And again, this is coming from Shitty One, that circus cult leader. Again, he is the one who's to blame for everything. Do not put that off on those members sitting in there. You are to blame, circus cult leader, Shitty One. You are to blame. The fault is in you and only you. Tomorrow, Sunday, September 24th, 2023, they gonna get up there and he talking about, okay, because it said this day of atonement mess with confessing and all this and that. That's what they doing. That's what he has them in there doing this stuff for. Because it went on when I was in there. Okay? My whole thing is, if them folks not getting right, you mean tell me the ones who were in there when I was in there and they still sitting in there and they not right? It's you, Shitty One, circus cult leader. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know this right now. For tomorrow, when you get up there, and it has it up there starting at 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's on the website. That's actually, it's actually on their channel. Okay? On their YouTube channel, the Circus Cult, that Circus Cult's YouTube channel. It has it up there, upcoming, live, at 2 p.m. tomorrow. And I know it's going to be confessions on camera. My thing is, no, the only one who needs to get up there and confess is that circus cult leader, Shitty One. And I'm going to go ahead and let you know what you need to do, circus cult leader, Shitty One. And I'm not playing with you, boy. And I done already went through that. And when I say I'm not, it's talking about divine spirit in my ancestors. See? They just come, they're working through me. And I mean that. You are the only one, circus cult leader Shitty One, that needs to get up there, being the first one getting up there. And what you need to do is today, because it's still daytime, okay? Is to get the list of all the previous members, because I know that Funky Nasty, who don't want to wash her ass per her husband, officer, has them. Those are records that you all are supposed to be keeping. You have between 150 to 200 folks who are no longer in there. that you majority, and when I say majority, 90% of us, you've done wrong in some way. Now, what needs to happen? See, because you're not going to stand up there and you're not going to play this little game. It ends this year. Shitty one, circus cult leader. You gonna get that list from that funky nasty who don't want to wash her ass per her husband officer in there, of all the ex-members, and that's including grown folks and children. And you're gonna stand up there with that list, and you can go ahead and go ahead and get ready. See, but stand up there with that list, and each and every one of us call our name and say how you wronged us. And I mean that. And I do say yes, children, because there's different children who come into my mind. And I've talked about some on these videos. One that stands out to my mind, I've talked to a couple of times, I'm going to bring it up again, is with that Ohio family, their teenage boy. He was a teenage boy at that time. And this was back in 2015 when we were sitting in that raggedy ass dump of a building that they are in right now. And what he did to that teenage boy on live streaming, because it was live worldwide. It was on camera, live streaming, because like I said, the one brother from North Carolina, he remembered, and he was an out-of-town member. He never was local. And he said, yeah, I remember that. He said, I was watching at home. Yeah, of course. I mean, he's watching. He said, yo, that was on camera, live streaming. When you humiliated him, embarrassed that teenage boy for no reason. He had did nothing to you, circus cult leader, shitty one. You humiliated him so much that teenage boy had to get up out of that so-called funky ass sanctuary and walk out into the dining hall. And again, this happened back in 2015 when we were sitting in that raggedy ass dump of a building that you all are in now. Then you turn around and you talk about Sister Keita and Brother Joe's son, Taj, that his eyes are red, and give him a marijuana test. You did that on live streaming. That happened when we was over there at the funeral home. And I want to say that happened like in 2014. It was before we moved into that raggedy ass dump of a building that you are sitting in now. And Taj, he wasn't smoking any marijuana, doing any drugs. His eyes was red because he has allergies. He still has allergies to this day. There are other children that you talked about. Never did anything to you. Taj didn't never do anything to you or to your family, anything. These are children. Then you have the grown folks. I already went through my story, and I went through other folks' story. Had did nothing to you. Do not get up there and think you about ready to skirt around talking about, oh, forgive me for everything I've done wrong. No, you tell specifically, and you say our names on that camera tomorrow, boy. And I mean that. I mean it. Because when you sat here and when you humiliated us, when you embarrassed us, when you berated us, you called our names, and they even put the camera on our faces the majority of the time. Now you get up there and you do that tomorrow. You be the only one to get up there, circus cult leader, shitty one, and I do mean what I'm saying. And if it doesn't happen that way, I'm going to the altar with my ancestors and divine spirit, and I'm going to my cauldron. You heard it right. You heard it right. And I'm going to repeat it. If you don't do it the way how I just said, and I'm talking specifically to you, shitty one, circus cult leader, chief of the terrorists, nigga bum one, commander-in-chief of the clowns, I am going to the altar, to my ancestors in divine spirit, and I'm going to my cauldron. And I mean that. I mean that. Nobody in there needs to get up there and confess anything but you. The fault is in you. You're the problem. You're the problem, shitty one, circus cult leader. And I mean that. I mean that. Like I said, each and every one, you can remember everything else. You know what you've done to wrong us. You had the one brother who's no longer in there that I talked about on videos here, and you sat here and you put those predatory charges on that brother, and on the video that you did a dirty delete and you took it down. You had them to go ahead and take it down because you were suing the other brother who's no longer in there, Brother Solomon. See? And you didn't want to look bad in that courtroom, so you had them take down that particular video and some other ones. But that particular video about that brother who's no longer in there, that you put those false predatory child charges on. You put that brother's first and last name and said that he is a child predator. I've seen it with my own two eyes, and others who's listening to me right now who no longer in there seen it too. You had it up there for months. Now say you didn't. You sat here and you lied on Callie. He was a minister in there, and you sat him down and you talking about that he's doing meth and that he's a predator on the sisters in there. I done went through, and there's so many others, because like I said, it's between 150 to 200 folks that's no longer in there, and that includes grown folks and children. And I mean what I'm saying. You get that done tomorrow, because I'm going to be clicked in looking. And don't try to fumble with the time either, because I'm going to be clicking back and forth, because I know how you sit here and do. Do not get up there trying to play. Like I said, you call our names and you say how you wronged us. I never did anything to you or anybody else up in that damn circus call. No, I didn't. You a fucking lie. And if anybody come up here and say that I did anything to them, they telling a fucking lie. And I'll tell them. You get that done tomorrow. And also, it's time for you to release those folks. You put out that decree that if they feel as though you have failed them as a religious organization leader, that they can go ahead and walk. And there will not be any repercussions, because the fault is in you. You say that to them in there. I mean that. I mean that. You got righteous judgment coming raining down on you from divine spirit, and it's coming through a woman who's righteous. Me. I mean that. I'm a righteous judge. I mean that. Don't you get up there talking about because I'm a woman, because I done already went through that with the Judge Deborah in the book of Judges. Yes, I have. I already talked about that on another video. She was a judge for Israel, the only female judge, the only woman judge. I mean that. Not playing with you. And I mean that. Got me so fucking hot. When I say that, I'm talking about my spirit burning. And you get up there and the main thing you talk about is that little boy who was sexually violated inside that circus court by that teenage boy. It happened inside that circus court building, and you didn't report it. You get up there and you say you didn't report it. You say it tomorrow. You confess it. You confess your unrighteousness. Talking about no damn sin. Like I said, it's righteousness and unrighteousness. And you're unrighteous. You get up there and you confess all your unrighteousness. Tomorrow. Mean that. Not playing with you. Sick of your shit. You stink. You reek because you are unrighteous. You smell like shit, dung. You're nothing but cabul. You know what that means, C-A-B-U-L. You're worthless. You get up there and you get that done tomorrow. And I mean that. And nobody else need to get up there, and you make sure you explain it to them. And you tell them at the end, I failed you all. The fault is all in me 100%. Anybody who want to go ahead and walk off, they can do it. Go ahead and walk off. There'll be no repercussions because the fault is in me. You get up there and you stand up there and you do that. You say it. Nobody's playing with you, boy. Like I said, you go play with your ugly ass mammy. Mean that. And I also want to get on that there's a young lady in there. Well, she's no longer in there. She's married. And I call her young because she's way younger than me. I think I'm about 11, 12 years older than her. Yeah, I am. I'm 12 years older than her. She came in with the one, and her husband's still in there. They came in between the age like 20 and 22, because I want to say that he's like maybe about a year or two older than her, and I'm just giving this description. And they met. They're from that state. They're from Georgia. And them two, they actually met in college. Y'all know who I'm talking about. They were young. They came in when we was over there in that Lithonia West warehouse building. And they're a beautiful couple. She's very pretty, and he's handsome. Yeah, and they were together when they came in. They were just in a relationship at that time, and then it moved on to them being engaged, and then they went ahead and they finally got married. And I want to say it was in 2016. It was like right before I got up out of there circus court, and I was present for their union, their marital union. I was present for it. And so she had already left out like a couple of years ago, and then she went ahead and she went back in. And so here recently, didn't I tell you all that folks is going to be leaving? Here recently, I just seen it today, where she put in on one of the videos 6 days ago a comment asking the members, please tell your members to stop emailing me, harassing me. Yes, I took a screenshot of it. I just seen that today. So evidence she just left just here recently again. She left out of there. But yeah, the husband, he does the fitness, the exercise and everything. And he was teaching, I think he still teaches in the school system. But yeah, that couple. And they have a little boy and a little girl. The little boy is older, and then they have the little girl. Yeah, she's sitting up here talking about they harassing her. Them members in there. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Y'all always trying to pick on somebody. Y'all minions in there. The flying monkeys of that damn circus code leader, shitty one. Leave her alone. Y'all trying to pick on the ones y'all think y'all can get over on they weak and all this and that. Pick on the strong. I'm strong. Come my way and see what don't happen to y'all. I mean that. And I took a screenshot of it. I sure did. And I would post it on my Facebook page, but it has her first and her middle name, and I don't want to put that out there like that. But yeah, y'all get it. The ones who y'all was in there, the majority of y'all who listen to me no longer in there, y'all was in there when they was in there. And they got married. Yeah. Yeah, and not one of the fucked up couples that circus cult leader Shitty One put together. Them couples that he put together, and I already went through that on the video, that circus cult leader Shitty One, they came in as a single male, a single female, and they met each other in there, and he went ahead and married them. They are fucked up. They are fucked up. Incompatible. Don't even want each other. Mean that. And then also I want to get on this too. While I was sitting there or whatever, got back to me, the one, the one from Texas, the female in there that he talked about how she talked. Yeah. Search code leader Shitty One. She stand up there, she get announcements talking about that mammy of that teenage boy who sexually violated that little boy in that source code. It happened in there. It's her, quote unquote, her birthday tomorrow. Who gives a fuck? She definitely don't need any birthday cake or ice cream, because she a fat ass, a lard ass. Yes, she is. She and her husband. They need to be over there in that healthy food line and back there working out as well. They water buffalo as too. And I'm not letting go of that. I don't care what y'all detoxing from everything. Y'all gonna have food up in there eating. Healthy food line and also regular food line for those who still may be sitting in there. Because like I said, you put out that decree to them. And I already went through it for tomorrow after you get done up there, circus code leader Shitty One confessing how you have wronged us in every way. You specifically say what you done to wrong us. Not, my sin. No, putting a cloak, a cover over it. No, you specifically say how you have wronged us, the ones of us who no longer in there. You specifically say why we got kicked out. You stand up there, and for me, like I said, you say the reason why I got kicked out is because I didn't bring workout clothes. And I said, I didn't bring my workout clothes. Because like I said, I never told you no on that Saturday, March 12, 2016, and you kicked me out of there. See, we gonna go ahead and get this all straight, because we're not playing. I'm not playing them games. I'm not playing with you, boy. You hear me, boy? I know you hear me, boy. You go play with your ugly ass mammy, boy. You hear me? Because I'm a predator on you. And you better get up there and you better do it. Because like I said, if not, I'm going to the altar to my ancestors, to divine spirit, and also in my cauldron. I'm not playing with you, boy. I'm not playing. Well, you all, I want to come on here and just get that on now, because that got me just totally heated with him standing up there and he trying to put it off like it's him and them, we. No, it's not a we. You sat there and you allowed for your Lieutenant Dummy son number one to get a young woman pregnant in there, and she had a little boy, got a bastard. Also, that female who he got pregnant, another brother, he's no longer in there. He's the brother from the islands. He brought her in there because they was dating. And that Lieutenant Dummy son number one had sex with her, got her pregnant, and she had that baby. You got a bastard again. That is another bastard grandchild that you have. Circus cult leader Shitty One. What do you think that her family is saying? Again, blaspheming the word, talking about what's in that Bible. You cause the folks who are outside of that circus cult to blaspheme the word that's in that Bible. Mean that. That's only one example. You get up there and you confess that as well. I'm talking about everything. You get that list of us ex-members, our names, who are no longer in there. And I mean that. I know that Funky Nasty don't want to wash her ass per her husband. Officer has it. She has that list, and you stand up there with it, and you go down the line, and you call our names, and you specifically say how you wronged us. And I mean that. Because if not, you ain't seen nothing yet, boy. And I mean that you really have not. You really haven't. But I want to just come on here and say this. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I'll be back with another video. But until that time, I'm signing out.